welcome back to the YouTube channel. It's Jay Ayyo. So I forgot to mention that the Commonwealth of Bahamas is going to the polls. Their polls are general elections. Their general election will be on May 12th, 2026. Um, the Prime Minister of the Bahamas is the Most Honorable Philip Davis, and he's from the Progressive Liberal Party. The opposition leader is the Honorable Michael Pintard from the Free National Movement. But for the most part, the vast majority of the seats are held by the Progressive Liberal Party. Now they've taken at least a good chunk of the seats. They have 32 seats out of 39. For those of you who don't know, of Bahamas is above Cuba, and they're sided by the United States and Turks and Caicos Islands. I don't know how I forgot that the Bahamas was having an election. I know I had mentioned Antigua and Barbuda, but they're gonna have their elections um, between now and the next 90 days. What that basically means, and tying that back in Bahamas, is that there's usually a time frame or the latest an election can be held, and usually you want to make sure that you call the election at an opportune time for your party, um, and for your quote unquote team. Now, you're not going to call an election if there's a lot of controversy and drama going on. You're going to want to call it when everything is good, people like the vibes, everything. But the Caribbean has been having a lot of elections, or between the past year and 8 months. A lot of countries have been having elections, like Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, um, Cayman Islands. Now I know Antigua and Barbuda is slated to have an election, and um, Bahamas is an election. And so what this means is that political parties such as is it the Progressive Liberal Party? The Progressive Liberal Party, they're going to be campaigning over the next 6 weeks. Now, in order for the election to start, or leading up to the election, the House of Assembly has to be dissolved. That is just where the Prime Minister writes to the Governor General to say, "Dear Sir, dear Madam, I have decided to call the election on the 12th of May 2026. And so once the House is dissolved, this is where everybody starts afresh, and they campaign and canvass votes based off of the party. They talk about different initiatives, different ideas that they want to execute, continuing on different projects. If they are re-elected, the opposition is going to be looking on how to sway the general public to say, this is what we've done for the past 4 years, 5 years, and we believe we should be put in charge, or we should have your confidence to be the leading party, the leading government." And I think under Mr. Davis, there's been some issues of some sorts. Like with any government, there will be problems that come up. However, it's uniquely important in how you navigate problem and how you identify a solution. Sometimes when you're in a government, you're a minister, you're a prime minister, your team members will sometimes act out of, I would say, turn, but you can't control the behavior of everyone. And that can be really frustrating, especially when you want to get certain things done. And, people may have bad days. People are human beings, people have feelings, and people have emotions. So, you just really hope that you have a team that can really deliver and really be held accountable. Now, the important thing about the Honorable Philip Davis is that he's a KC. That means like you're like a senior member of the legal fraternity. We in the legal fraternity call it, when you get silk, that's when you get KC or QC. He is a lawyer by profession. He was a prominent lawyer. Now, lawyers tend to make good politicians because they know how to navigate the policy and the quote unquote political drama that goes on. Not to say that you could have someone who's not a lawyer lead a government and do really well. That's besides the point. But for the most part, lawyers tend to make um, good ministers and good prime ministers or good premiers because they have a good understanding of the law and how legislation should be interpreted, and it can be advantageous. Now, tying on to the point of that, the honorable prime minister did dissolve the parliament on April 8th, 2026, and so to go to the polls on May 12th, which is next month. And usually campaigning is about 6 weeks, which is about a month and 2 weeks. And so both the political parties will be canvassing to get votes, who can get the most votes. And remember, it's first past the post, which is the Westminster's system of adopting the party with the majority of seats will form the next government. So this means the Free National Movement and the Progressive Liberal Party will be canvassing as hard as possible to form the next government. You may have some other parties um, that are seeking to get other a seat. Usually, when you're a newcomer on the seat, it can be a bit of a problematic because, if you're just one seat, what can you really do for me? Whereas if I'm a part of the quote unquote established two parties, I know a lot more can get done as opposed to just, or you're not being given the opportunity being a part of the bigger parties. So whether that's the progressive Liberal Party or the Free National Movement, people tend to want to go with established parties that can really canvas and get things done for the constituent or the individual citizen. At the end of the day, it is a privilege and a right to be able to vote. Not everyone gets the opportunity to vote, and I am particularly about young people voting, getting out to vote, learning the process, listen to some of the campaign speeches, listen to how they're identifying a problem, how they're solving it, how do they go about interacting with older people as well, what carve outs are there um, that they will be doing for older persons will be really important. And what does the candidate want to do in the future, or what is it one problem they want to solve? And bearing that in mind will give a good understanding of like, oh, will I vote for this candidate? And some people tend to vote for the party where it's that, oh, I like Mr. Philip Davis KC because he knows how to run the party. And some people may not like the individual candidate that the party has put forth, but they like the party, and those things can be at play. However, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you in the next video.